Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to another episode of Hold Please.
I said,
What I said.
Every time you do, it make me laugh.
What? I feel like it adds extra emphasis in our title. Just
It does. It
add
does.
extra emphasis. Plus, we gotta try our intro music. We still ain't done it yet.
Yeah, we do. We do gotta do that.
We gotta play
We're
with
work
that.
in progress. Work in progress.
So
So, how are y'all doing this evening?
I'm doing well. How about
uh,
y'all?
I'm doing pretty good.
You gotta think about it.
Yeah.
Right.
You felt I felt like you was in deep thought right there. Like
I'm
what
trying to
what
see
is
if I'm
that?
sleepy, if
Oh, I'm
I'm,
definitely sleepy.
you
Let's
know, just trying to figure out where I'm at on the spectrum of how I feel.
Oh,
And
okay.
I feel pretty good.
Yeah. That's
Blessing,
good. You said what?
blessing, highly favor.
Blessed
Okay.
and highly favored. Okay. And I feel I am ready for this vacation. I'm ready to be.
Somebody else is ready for a vacation. That's how it was some
Yeah.
episodes back.
Yeah. I'm ready. I'm ready. Even though I just quote unquote came off a 2 week vacation. I went at home, but 2 weeks away.
Hey, sometimes it's like that.
Yeah,
Life be lifing, as they say.
right. So I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. Well, I hope you have a blast on your vacation.
I think I am. I pretty much think I am. I
Good.
am regardless.
Okay. All right. All right.
Woo. So tonight, let's get into this discussion or this conversation about Abbott Elementary. See? Okay, Ray Tasha.
Can you hear me?
I can.
I was looking for a remote. So Abbott Elementary. It is one of our favorites sitcoms, at least one of my favorite sitcoms. And I enjoy the characters. They're very entertaining. So one of my favorite characters, and I know y'all didn't ask, but I think my favorite character is either Ava,
Ava's pretty good. Ava's pretty good.
Melissa,
Hmm.
or Jacob.
Jacob is hilarious.
So I don't really know because then I also like to say Barbara. So I'm just maybe it's all of them.
I feel like it's all of them because when you name like three people.
I
Right.
did.
She left out Shorty.
The main character. She's the main character. What is her
uh,
name?
Janine.
Janine. See, I don't even know her name.
So is that not that's bad. But well she may not be your favorite.
I
Yeah.
don't think she is. I
I feel
think
like she's underrated. They pick on her so bad.
they do
She
pick on
tries
her,
so hard. She
but
tries so
it's
hard.
funny.
You said, but it's funny.
It's funny.
It is funny. Like,
Especially in this season, her and Gregory actually develop their relationship developed in this season. So, because this is a total of, let me see, I think I looked it up, 4 seasons. So
oh wow.
in 2025
Mm-hmm.
into 26 will be the fifth season.
Oh, so
Hmm.
they renewed for another season. That's good. Yay.
Yeah, it
Right.
says,
In this that's very good in the season of canceling a lot of shows.
Right.
yeah, it said it was
Um,
renewed. And they want basically the article that I'm looking at says which characters are coming back.
oh.
Oh, don't say it. Mm-mm. That's your
But I'm not gonna read it
thank you.
because I
That's
should have read it
it.
before
Now,
now, so I can give you a little bit more.
I think you should not read it because I feel like out of all of us, you'll be the most disappointed.
Right.
I will
So
be
I
the one
think you
that
need to let the
stop
put
watching it.
the
You're right.
article down.
Right.
I don't
Yeah.
think you should read the article
I think
because here's the thing: the season is now over.
you're right.
You read this article and you get disappointed about something, you're gonna be upset. I just don't think we want to go there tonight.
I think you're right.
I think we need to put the article down.
I exit out of
Yeah.
the
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you just need to be pleasantly surprised when the new season comes out because right now I don't think you can handle it.
yeah,
I know she can't handle
yeah.
it.
I just don't think that was a good idea. I feel like we was going downhill real
It was
fast.
going downhill real quick. Yes, but nevertheless, this is like I said, season 4, and in season 4, like Janine and Gregory's relationship developed. Um, but well, not it. It was a very good season, and like I said, I think my favorite character is Ava.
Ava's hilarious to me.
She's
We'll say.
and smart.
Right.
You
But go
said
ahead.
what? You
And
said
And
what?
smart.
Oh yeah, okay. I would agree.
yeah, because my thing is when they got rid of her, I was like, really? I don't know if it's gonna be funny no more. I
Right.
mean,
Dang, that you felt that deep about it?
I did because I mean, to me, it's her picking on Janine what is funny to me, and then her like the way she pick on everybody else too. Did you see what she did to old boy with the earrings?
Yeah.
About the earring? I was like, and if she just gone, I mean, mm, but
Sure. Well, you said it based on the final episode. I was like, wait, we don't know she gone, but okay.
Yeah. I'm glad that they was able to rally and get her back
right,
within the episodes. But it was good. Her character really developed too. You've seen a softer side of her.
Well, that's because she's in love.
You
yeah,
think she's in love?
Well, I think she is, and I
I
don't
think
think
she
she
is.
really. I think she is, and I don't think she knows it yet.
I think
I
she knows
think
she's
she
falling.
is.
She's
I
falling.
think she falling, but she don't know how far she is. Like
Yeah.
Fall in love.
really.
Daddy trying to come back in her life, so she got a lot going on. I can see a good season 5.
Yeah, so I think she's gonna come back.
Okay, good. Because I was like, I don't know if we want to say that we don't
No,
know.
I was talking about from being fired at Abbott. That's what I was talking about. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's what I figured that you.
Yeah, yeah. When they, fired, I was like, oh. But Janine fought for it, though. She
She
fought
did.
for
Yeah,
all of them.
she did fight for her. I actually think that Rally was probably my favorite episode because it shows what is really true in life, the impact that principals and teachers have on students' lives.
Yeah, that's true.
And parents and the community as a collective and how community matters. I feel like that message was really strong. I like that message. I know you guys didn't ask me that either. So, but that was probably my favorite episode of the season. What about you guys?
Um, Siobhan, you want to go? Because I don't know.
I don't know if I had a favorite episode, but I do want to talk about it. What is funny is that Janine's ex-boyfriend, the
Oh,
PTA president, and he just be rolling through there like nothing ever happened between them. Like he didn't just, squatter basically at her house in the early season.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just like it's nothing. And
I mean, you don't feel like life goes on and everybody got to move on? Or
I do, but it's like
do you like it never even happened? That's how you feel like they're going on?
right, like it's not it don't happen like that in the real world. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Yeah,
what's up?
and her boyfriend with Gregory being right there, they both look at him like, dude, like what?
But I mean, you still when your ex is around, you still have that kind of awkward feeling. I don't feel like they ever felt awkward, or he did no way.
No, he didn't.
He made it like she never even existed, like they weren't never even together.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they feel like, look, we done moved on.
They
I
moved
It
on.
don't happen like that for. I don't think it happens like that for the mass majority, but I do think that there are people who
it do
just,
happen.
you just be like, whatever.
It
I done
just
moved on.
funny.
I done found
He
my.
always
I don't.
showing up.
He
And
always showing up,
when they need somebody or something, they always calling him.
and
Like
they just.
and he works it out. I'm like, oh my gosh.
I guess they just like, look, we grown.
Right. I guess.
We grown, or maybe that's the demonstration of we
How it
grown.
should be. Right.
Yeah, how it should be, even though it's not. Maybe.
Yeah. Maybe.
But it is that's truly not how it happens. I get what you're saying, Shafar. It truly isn't how that happens. But it might be this whole we adults, we grown. What we doing?
Ooh, stupid. Right.
Shafar, you have a favorite character? Since Ray gave us all three of hers in the beginning.
I don't think I have a favorite because I mean all of them bring something, and it's always funny to watch them. Barbara and Melissa together just hilarious when they talk about Janine, and then Barbara with her quote unquote holy thy art sometimes, but then she be turned up at other times. I be like,
Listen, that's a perspective of a real Christian sometimes.
right, but it
I
was
mean, it'd be like, look, Lord, I'm trying. Staying on the straight and narrow, but don't test my gangster. That's how I feel Barbara coming across. I don't test my gangster, like
yeah.
Yeah, I remember in one of those seasons, one of those episodes, they found out that she had fought a parent.
Oh yeah,
I
that
don't remember the episode.
yeah that was funny.
that is hilarious. Oh man. But the dynamics of the show is really good. Once you get into it and you watch it, the dynamics are really good.
I
Some real
especially like the library episodes,
Mhm.
the library episodes were pretty funny. I will say that.
especially when they had the banned book episode,
Mhm.
and I'm like,
Oh, that how did you feel about that, Shivana?
well, I mean, banned books happen all the time, but the fact that once they actually read it and was like, okay, maybe it shouldn't be banned, or maybe we switch. She had them all engaged, had all the parents in there listening to the book. So I mean,
Mhm.
some people
Mhm.
just go overboard on some stuff, and stuff I
Right.
feel like they should be going overboard on, they don't go overboard on. But
Yeah.
With that particular episode, that showed that I think Ashley mentioned it earlier. That shows how we're quick to cancel stuff, right?
yeah,
And we don't even know the details behind stuff. We just happen to see somebody on TV say one thing, a snippet, and next thing you know, here we are counseling something.
Yeah, we don't tend to in this day and time. I mean, how much do we really investigate?
We don't.
we don't.
Don't.
Like, how much do we investigate something? Like investigate what's being said, what's being taught. Um, and that's true, right? As we've seen as of late, this clip could have been from 10 years ago when folks is upset. So I mean,
Yeah.
and that's the other thing. Things can go viral that is super old.
Super
Yeah.
old.
Now that's what's funny to me. It's like, well, this was like 5 years ago.
5 years ago, yeah. People don't read, they just repost and go on. Oh, did you see? Yeah, just it's crazy.
It is. Now, I do have a question for y'all. What do you think about the dynamics of Mr. Johnson?
Oh man, he might be my favorite too.
Just say you love all the cast members.
He
You love
is
the show and you like all the cast members. I think that's where we at.
Mr. Johnson is a trip. Jack of all trades.
But I mean, I feel like there's a strong message there. I'm all about messages and symbolism and the culture. So it's like, I mean, Mr. Johnson, I mean, how important was your school janitors and or the person in your schools when you were growing up that did everything? To your point, like the jack of all trades. Like,
I have been out of school for quite some time.
oh, just tell your age, why don't you?
I had quite,
Just tell your age. Okay. All right. Okay. Well, go ahead.
and I don't remember none of my janitors, but I do remember um in high school the safety people.
The who people?
Like the safety, the officers and the security guards in high school.
Yeah, I don't remember none of them people.
You talking about like the hallway patrols and the crosswalk people and
Well, yeah, but we had,
what y'all call them in school?
what was they called? We just called them by their name. They was just they was like security guards. They walked around with their little walkie-talkies and I don't like the word little. They walked around with their walkie-talkies and to patrol the school halls. But this was in high school too. So I don't remember
So they was
elementary
school
or
security. I got it. School security in general.
school security.
They call them different stuff at different schools. I'm trying to remember, like,
Source officers, but
yeah.
they wasn't officers, they was just random people.
Would you?
I mean, they were there for years now.
That was their job at the school,
That was
but they
their
weren't
job,
actual
but
police officers. Okay, got you.
so yeah, I remember them. So, but none was quite like Mr. Johnson. I think Mr. Johnson is unique because he, like even when they did the 100-day school or whatever, he was like he helped the kids out. I think one episode he made them wouldn't they like cast members or they had to what happened? They had to teach each teacher had a kid that they was tutoring and they was trying to beat each other. I can't remember what episode it was. And let me see where my remote at. Maybe I can.
You gonna find it. You gonna look for it.
Y'all go ahead.
Well, okay. Well, I asked that question because I think the show does a very good job of driving home
Yep,
um
I
the
found it.
other the those that work in the school system or work for the schools that have value or add value to kids' lives. In my mind, the janitor's like the cafeteria worker. Like you probably knew a good cafeteria worker that hooked you up, or
Right.
maybe knew your parents or something. Knew some people in your family or something, or even the janitor. Um, and it's kind of I think it brings home that point. You respect the CEO like you do. Respect the janitor like you would a CEO, and vice versa. And so I think it really, he plays a vital role to the show. Supporting cast, he plays a vital role.
He be dropping gems, so
Right, the wisdom, because they usually are older people that are in those. I mean, I know they don't show the cafeteria worker. In his case, he's the school janitor, if you will.
yeah.
But he got the wisdom that Shavonna's putting out there.
They show the cafeteria people sometimes when they be trying to get that extra food in there, or if something go wrong or they want something. They be
You're
I
right.
have one lady name they be showing all the time, but yeah,
Yeah, those people in those positions are vital to kids' education too.
they are. They are.
It's like your school bus driver if
Yeah.
you rode the bus.
Yeah.
And or if you walked to school and you did have a
Crossing guard.
crossing guard, and those people are important.
They are. They are.
They play a vital role in the kids' development.
It was
So don't take these people for granted, y'all out there.
right, right. It was funny when he found Ava's hidden bathroom that she had for herself only.
That's hilarious.
And then when they, fired her and they were lined up to use her private bathroom. And
That's
when she
crazy.
came back, that's why she was like she changed the code so they wouldn't be able to.
So they wouldn't be able to get back in there.
They wouldn't be able
Ava is a trip though. She really is.
Yes.
I really wish they hadn't, but I can tell it was a good way of how they did it. But I really wish that they hadn't took away the funding
Right,
because they was actually prospering under this, even though it was under ill means.
right. And he just came in and announced, and I was like, "Shut up!"
Just kept on talking, but
here's the such and such and you extorted from me. Like, really? They were almost through it.
They were. But it also shows like the great list that educators and people be going through for their kids.
Yeah,
this is true because she did get fired and she tried to take the hit for everybody.
she did.
She did.
Right.
That's a leader. Took the
Yeah.
hit.
And she was fine with it. She looked like she was living her best life while they were trying to get her job back. She was like, I know she
I
probably
mean, she did look like it, but I think she was a little hurt though. Y'all don't think
yeah.
she was a little hurt?
Yeah.
I
They
don't.
said low key, I think she really did miss them, but she was trying to prove that she was living her best life.
Right. Like she was on vacation or something.
Right. And making all that money in them TED Talk, quote unquote TED Talks, but yeah.
Now, I do think the dynamics about sorority sisters is interesting throughout this because
Yeah.
I've had a friend who said, all sororities are not created equal. And I'm not a sorority, so that's not to say throw off on anybody. But just shows that the relationship, even within a sorority, can be very different with people.
Right. Cause yeah, I looked at that too, cause I was like, I thought sorors kind of had each
They
other,
stay together, right?
and not them two.
But the rule I have heard now that all sorors are not created equal, but they do, they have a certain way that they are supposed to love on each other, etc. But their level of relationship is different, but that's no different than the rest of us that are not in that life. Different levels of relationships.
Right.
But I think it speaks to the fact that we do think that, Shavana, but that's not true.
Right.
They're all like tight.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
I guess it's not always like that, I should say. Even though it should be. I think it should be that way, but it's not always.
Even after she gave up her stuff so that her soror could have some stuff, and then she told on them.
Well, again, yeah, I've heard that.
That told though, Shavana?
Say what?
Was she the one that told?
Yeah, she was the one that told.
See, interesting dynamics.
Her
The
else,
show brings some things to light. That's all I'm saying.
it do. It did. It does. Yeah, I agree.
Right? Why are you looking confused?
Because
Because I can't
she told
remember.
it. Who you think told it?
Yeah.
I don't think they ever said who told it.
Yeah, yes. Well, they didn't say point blank. They alluded to it was her.
Oh, they definitely alluded to her, but because she came in at the end too.
I know
But
she
she did come
came
in to
and
fight
helping
at the
out.
end now.
Yeah, but still, she was the one.
So what she do? She
Hold
put it
on.
out there.
I think she kind of told on them or alluded to it before she kind of helped her and gave her the stuff. Because she heard, no, it was afterwards because she heard her say, we don't need it. We got this, and that. She heard that. And then she came to investigate, what they had and saw the stuff. She the one
Right.
told on them.
Mm.
Told on them.
Hmm. Well, that says a lot, guys.
Right.
My beads are coming out.
Really? You gonna get it fixed?
Probably right Tuesday. So yeah, that was. I'm sorry, it threw me off.
I get you. So, okay, so let's, I guess, dive into this last episode when she finally meets Gregory's daddy. Well, I ain't gonna say finally, because she should have met him before. He came to the school before.
He's been to the school, but I don't think she.
As his girlfriend.
Mhm.
She was trying too hard.
I think so in the beginning
Yeah,
because I don't think she was being her authentic self.
she wasn't. She wasn't. Because she wanted him to like her. So, but like, yeah, she should have just been herself. But it was hilarious when, and y'all know when I seen it, all I could think about was Family Business New Orleans Gabriel. I was like, I can't believe
I thought that you were gonna bring that up
yeah.
because I was like, oh, when Shavana watched this, I know she was just like, why are you playing this
Yep.
character? I felt like you were gonna be like, ugh, why is he playing this character? But
Right.
it's two different characters, Shavana.
It is. And I liked him in Drumline. You know, I liked him in Drumline, and I mean,
Okay.
he really played. I mean, they picked a good cast for to play his father because they favor. They really do favor.
They really do.
They do. I agree with that
I don't
statement.
know how they got the, but they do. I'm
Yeah.
trying to find out. I'm trying to look for his name.
Who?
Okay,
It's
Orlando Jones.
Orla- yeah, Orlando Jones. Yeah.
Orlando. Yeah.
They do.
Um, I thought it was a very good episode, but I think that's also though. I think people do try to impress when you meet somebody's parents for the first time. I mean, you should be yourself, but I do think
You
you
should.
know, be on your. You try to be on your tippy top behavior. Would you not?
But
That's true.
that facade was gonna be hard for her to try to keep up for the years to come if she would. So
That's true.
who wants to try to keep?
But the thing about that was funny was he had changed.
Yeah, yeah,
As father, he had changed,
Mhm.
and Gregory was looking at him like, "Who is this guy?
right.
Like, who are you, and what have you done with my father?" Because that's not what he was used to either. And actually, he had toned down from his military discipline order style personality, from what I was gathering from the episode.
Right.
I mean, I thought it was a really good episode, and then he approached the conversation with his father.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang, I forgot they did talk.
Yeah,
Let me see. When did this come out?
yeah, because he asked him. He said, "Well, your mom, it was something about his mama, right? His mama, his wife, or Gregory's mother had, I guess, had said something some time ago, or something about her he missed. I think that's what it was,
Mm-hmm.
and that
Mm-hmm.
is what kind of toned him down, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was. I think the overall show for the episode for the season finale was good. It touched on how the older kids was didn't want to, and this is the next thing with Abbott Elementary. Um, I don't know what age range the kids are, but them older kids was like, I do not want to go to the Touch Museum.
Right.
Like, I don't blame them because when they was doing it, and Mr. Johnson
Mm.
was like, why are we going to the Touch Museum? What can we do? But the kids made it, I think they got a good, it shows how, to me, it shows how elementaries and kids work together to help each other
Mm-hmm.
and how kids can develop as they learn too,
Right.
right? Because I would have never thought, I don't think as a kid to make them the teachers do skits for themselves.
That was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
That was, and yeah, but they basically just felt like they got to make it interesting.
Yeah.
But I think that goes to the creativity of teachers to how do I make an experience out of like learning, essentially.
Right.
Right.
Make it a learning experience or experience of learning.
That was one thing I liked about Jacob, because I don't know what episode it was, but where he was, trying to help the little boy find his niche or find something that he was interested in. Too many teachers don't care about those situations like that. But then there's a lot of teachers that do. So again, that was another one of Ashley's messages that I felt like was good, the way he helped him. But when it got sick or had that ringworm or whatever it was, and he got sent home and he sent back and his mom with that letter, I thought I was gonna fall out on the floor. That was hilarious.
I did like the episode with Gregory and the daddy was getting into it. That was kind
Oh
of fun
yeah,
because
yeah.
it's like, why is you jealous of the
I'm a
teacher?
teacher, yeah.
Of the teacher, it's like, do what you're supposed to do with your son at home,
Right,
and then you want to fight.
right.
He wasn't trying to be a little boy's daddy, but he was being a role model and a teacher as he should be.
Yeah, yeah,
But I think that's funny too, right? The dynamics of parents and how that works out.
yeah.
Which of course he was a father in his child's life. It's just that he wasn't, necessarily, doing some of the other stuff, I guess, right? Sure. Or did I miss that? Maybe that was. I thought he was very present.
I think he was present. I think he just wasn't what Gregory was.
Right. Yeah.
And when you come home every day and all you do is talk about Mr. Eddie said this or Mr. Eddie, then you know.
Your child really likes Mr. Eddie.
Yeah. You like his teacher, you should be happy about it.
Yeah, that's true.
And this is
especially from a little boy. True.
Yeah. It's somewhat off the subject, but not. Savannah's husband is like great, right? So he's awesome. And we as years progress, I noticed different things as him being a husband. So I would always pick with him and tell him that when I get married, I'm gonna say, well, Robert does this and Robert does that. And he said, I can't remember what we was talking about, but he said, please don't bring my name up in y'all
Yeah,
relationship.
because you about to start some stuff, right?
And
Right.
that episode,
You're gonna get one of them attitudes, but then you need to go marry Robert, or you need to go blah 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 Robert.
Right.
There you go.
You do not come home talking about another man.
Right. So that reminded me of,
that scenario.
Yeah, it's hilarious. That's hilarious. That was years ago. God, I don't remember. Shoot, because Robert, he drops us off at the door. This, that, and the other. Blah blah blah. So
these are the things that you say you must have, right?
Yeah. Quinn does it. He drops us off at the door. Well, he drops Mama off. I just get out. But
so you reaping the benefits of him treating his mama well.
Yeah.
But you his sister, so it works out.
Yeah.
It works out.
It's crazy when I go to the grocery store without Robert. Like when I go to Walmart. Most of the time I go self-checkout. But if I go in a regular line, I be leaving my bags because I'm so used to him grabbing the bags and putting them in the thing. Every time if I go through a regular line, the lady be like, you left the bag. I be like, I'm so used to him grabbing the bags. All I do is
it's like second nature to you, Shavonda. It's just second nature to you.
Yeah. Now I don't do nothing. He unloads the car. All I do is swipe the card.
That's hilarious, right? But I can see that, right? That's funny because if we do have people in our lives, of course, this is Shavonna's husband we're talking about at this present moment, but we have people in our lives, right, that treat us just a certain type of way. And in essence, we are a little spoiled, I guess, but we're being treated with, this care. So then it's like, yeah, I get it. But Ray, don't do that. You can't come home talking about.
Yeah. You can't be like that. Be like the parent. Man, what are you doing?
Right.
Outside in the parking lot, in the playground or something.
But I mean, it is a standard, right? We got people.
Standard, yeah.
It is a standard that we're accustomed to certain things, so we.
Yeah. I am too.
At the bar. I know.
Even when I was in Kentucky, I was like, "You gonna drop me off at the door?" No, we gonna walk.
Right. I can see Ray saying that for sure. Like, no, I'm not about to drop you off at the door. I'm sure that was a whole conversation. What Ray say? I'm not your husband.
But that's probably what she was thinking. Ray, even when we parked 4 or 5 blocks to walk to go to the race, I was like, in my mind, I'm like, Robert would have dropped us off right here at this gate. He would have went and came.
And the thing is, that's how you know it's such a routine because your mind even thinks,
right?
Hey, if my husband was here, this is this.
Right here. It park.
But it's funny, Shavonda, because even sometimes when we're together, you'd be like, "Yeah, if Robert's here, he could have just drove us." But it's just you and I, Shavonda. We gotta go, so we don't have a choice. We don't have Robert there, so we gotta make it work.
We probably are a bit spoiled.
We are.
Yeah, I think we are.
We are,
but Thank God for Robert. Let's say that.
Hey.
You gonna clap? We gonna clap it up, clap it up, clap it up, clap it up for Robert.
He over there laughing at us, shaking his head.
Yeah. We appreciate the gift of Shavonna's husband, and we get some of those benefits of being dropped off at the door and stuff.
I don't get them anymore, but it is what it
Oh,
is.
oh, Ray.
Yeah, totally spoiled.
If he comes up here, I'm driving, so everybody got to walk.
As long as we know, huh, Ray? As long as we know.
Yeah.
And when she be driving, I'll be looking for the closest part. There's one right there. Let's go up there. Yeah.
At the handicap.
Right.
Yeah. That's funny though, but yeah, I get why you said that, right? Because that was a prime time direct relate tie back to our real life for real.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
We're back on Abbott. I'm sorry. Side note.
That was good though. I done got a little laugh out of that myself.
Look, I laughed so hard I got a little tear.
Oh Lord.
So, do y'all remember any of y'all end of the year field trips that y'all school went on?
End of the year. I mean,
our senior year when we did our senior year, end of the year trip. I don't remember no other end of the year field trip.
I remember going to the planetarium. I don't know why that's such a big deal because I think I realized that a lot of people didn't get to go to the planetarium as kids, but that was one of my field trips. Planetarium. I've been to the farm. I did a lot of field trips. The farm.
I think I remember the Derby Museum.
Okay. I did Jamestown, historical site.
I do remember my senior year, our senior year field trip or whatever, however you want to say it. We went out of town. We went to St. Louis.
We went to
I don't know. I don't know that I don't
You
remember a
Wait.
field trip where I went out of state.
Yeah, well, we were seniors. It was fun.
We all were seniors. Okay.
Then from high school, our security went with us.
Oh yeah. Y'all security. Yeah. I mean,
he reminds me. He had a bald head. His name was Ross, and he ended up being a coach. When I left, he ended up being the coach for the football team for a few years. I'm not sure, but he had a bald head, and he well, maybe I shouldn't say that. Okay.
yeah. Let's not say.
So how it was our kids talk. But if anybody is listening to this episode and we went to high school together, they probably know exactly where I was going.
Okay. That was a you set some smoke signals out there to the people you went to high school with. Ooh-wee.
I hope I'll go back and check the comment sections and they don't put
They probably if you don't put it in there.
Don't tell it, because as soon as y'all tell it, I'll tell it too.
Very funny. Okay.
He was funny though. He was funny. So
okay.
All right, well, ladies, I think we have come to a good stopping point on the Abbott Elementary. Good season. Any final words?
I will say that it is a very good. It's a good show. It really is a good show. And I think it drives home some really good, important things. And it's funny along the way. I will say that. There's definitely some funny moments in those episodes. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it. Try it out. Try something new.
I think my final words for this season, this particular season, I think I love the way that everything developed. I think the two love interests, actually three love interests in the season was great. Um, Especially Ava at the end, with the earrings and all of that. Thought that was cute. Um, and I'm thinking O'Shea is a little bit. I think he got money, but that's just my opinion.
I
Um,
think that too.
uh,
Yeah, I can see that. Even though you didn't ask my opinion, but I believe it.
I think he got money, but
I
I
can
think
see
she's
that.
playing like he don't have money.
Right.
But I'm almost positive that I'm thinking that he's got money. But with that being said, I really enjoyed this season, and I did enjoy the last few episodes.
Okay, Shavonna.
I was thinking when she was talking, I was thinking of the way they be looking at them cameras when they be following them around. Gregory, them eyes. And he look at the camera and be like, I was like, that's got to be kind of uncomfortable. But I like the whole concept of the way they doing it. And this season was, I enjoyed it. I look forward to watching it every week. Um, Even though they took us through with the Ava situation, but like you said, it was some funny moments. Them having to pivot and do what they needed to do. That car wash was hilarious. When she was like, "Didn't y'all see the list of the drug dealers?"
What it was?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
So, but all right. Thank everyone for joining us tonight. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe to our channel. And we'll see y'all next time on Hold Please.
I said.
What I said.
Good night, everybody.